Hello, my name is George Lanier, and I am the inventor of the Chexagon Board and Games, the checkerboard for the 21st century and beyond. I'm here today because I want to invite you into my home to show you about Chexagon. More importantly, I want to invite Chexagon into your home and into every classroom and school in this country. I actually believe that Chexagon is going to become a worldwide phenomenon, and it's going to start here. So, I'm going to show you how to play 4 of its basic games. 2 of them are traditional games, checkers and chess. The other 2 games have been created by this new checkerboard technology, and these are the games of connection and gammon. So, let's take a little time. I want to introduce them to you. I'm going to do tutorials so that you can see what's really going on. Checkers for the 21st century and beyond. Welcome to the time of Chexagon. Today, I'm going to do a tutorial for you to show you how to play checkers on the Chexagon board. The Chexagon board is the new checkerboard for the 21st century and beyond. It comes with new checkerboard technology so that you can play checkers and checker type games on this one board. So let's get started. Now, when we're playing checkers on the Chexagon board, the first thing we want to do is to put the board in the right playing position, which is with the Chexagon triangle to your right, and you have the 5 ridge row to your right, and single checker corner 22 to your left. And the thing that's wonderful about playing checkers on the Chexagon board is you play with the same rules as traditional checkers. It's just on a different board. The Chexagon board has an increase of 21 playable squares versus the 32 playable squares on the traditional checker board. And so with that, you would think that it would take longer to play this game because you have more spaces, but it does not take any longer than if you were playing on the traditional checkerboard. And it depends on your level of play. Now, let's go over the basic rules for playing basic checkers on the Chexagon board. Because the game comes with 15 playable checkers, you're going to give the 2 extra checkers to your opponent as if they're already captured pieces, even though they will not start off on the board. You're going to be playing with 13 pieces versus the 12 traditional pieces. The movement of the checker pieces are diagonally forward, either to your right or your left, 1 space at a time as you alternate with your opponent. Once you get to the crown row, which is always in front of you, or in this case your opponent, once one of your pieces makes it to the crown row, you turn it over to the crown side and you have it crowned king or queen. You can make your choice. Young girls are loving being able to say queen me these days, so that is the progression of where we are in checkers. So what I'm going to show you are some initial moves and how to play checkers on the Chexagon board. We're going to let red go first. Red moves first by coming forward, and so does blue, diagonally forward. Moves at a time. And as the moves are happening, and the players are taking turns, remember that once you touch a checker piece, you have to move it once you touch it. But be a little bit lenient with young players. They're still not sure how to do certain moves, and you want to give them a chance to learn. Blue moves over here, and red keeps coming forward. Blue moves there, and red comes here. Good checker players can see moves ahead of time, at least 4 to 5 or 6 moves. And so now that it is blue's move, it baits red into a jump. And whenever you have a jump, you have to take it. As long as there's an open space behind a checker when it is moved, you must take your jump. So red takes the jump and removes the blue piece from the board. And now blue has a triple jump, and it can continue to jump as long as there's space behind the piece or pieces that they're jumping. So there's 1, 2, and 3, triple move. And blue removes the 3 pieces from the board. Now, to show you how a crown piece is crowned, I'm going to allow red to move here, which is not a good move, but it's for showing you how to crown a piece. Once blue jumps here and removes the red piece from the board, it turns its piece over And then red has to crown the blue piece, and this is now a crowned piece. Now, blue moved last, and so red has to move. And we're going to let red move right here, which can show you that a crown piece can do multiple jumps as well. And blue removes the pieces from the board. Once again, we're going to make blue work pretty hard. Red work pretty hard. Red moves here, so now the crown piece is going to jump backwards. A crown piece can jump forwards or backwards, but the regular pieces can only jump forward. And so as you move and play the game, the object of the game is to capture all of your opponent's pieces, or to be the last player to move so that there's no more movement on the board. If you're the last player to move and it's a stalemate, then the person who moved last wins. So this is how you play checkers on the Chexagon board. This is the checkerboard game for the 21st century. Have fun. I want to thank you once again for taking the Chexagon challenge, taking the time to look at the tutorial of the 4 premier games that you can play on the Chexagon board. I'm really excited about this board because I believe it is something that should be in every home, every school. And because the Chexagon checkerboard is a math-oriented checkerboard, it is good for the curriculum in every classroom. I want you to also know that it is a part of the STEM products that we are selling from Foster Johnson, so that when you take the Chexagon board, we put the M in STEM for math. We have already started having tournaments with schools in my area, and at the Red Oak Elementary School in Stockbridge, Georgia. When they went into their second year of having their tournament with other schools that they had invited, they came up with their own t-shirt to play in the tournament. And you can do the same thing. All you have to do is to go to our website at chexagon.com, and we can give you permission to use whatever markings that we have so that your school can be unique and have a lot of fun as you invite other classes as well as schools to compete with you and your math leagues. I want to thank you so much for everything that you have done so far in learning about Chexagon. So take the opportunity right now and make your purchase today.